There is just one thing you need to grow a super successful wellness practice. Are you ready? Here it is. People who talk about you when you're not in the room. That's all you need is for people to talk about you, because the fastest way to grow your practice is not another Facebook post and not another Instagram reel, and it's not a blog, and it's not even a fancy email funnel. All I'm going to show you to do today is how to build a referral network that's easy, aligned, feels very natural and organic, and it might even be a little fun, even if the thought of networking makes you cringe. We're going to work through all of that today in this episode. Let's go. Welcome to the Clinical Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Ronda, your no fluff, tell it like it is business bestie for wellness practitioners just like you who want to build a practice you love and make a bigger impact and a little money while you're at it. So if you're ready to ditch the overwhelm, attract your dream, ideal patients, and finally run your practice with complete confidence, you're in the right place. Each week, we're tackling things from programs to patient retention to marketing strategies that actually work, sprinkled, of course, with a little sass, a lot of heart, and the step-by-step strategies that will help you get there. So grab your cup of coffee, your notebook, or whatever keeps you going, and let's build a practice you love and a life you love together. We are going to talk about a very underappreciated and overlooked, because of its awkwardness, thing that you need to be doing in your practice, which is asking for referrals. It is one of the most guerrilla, hardcore, down-to-earth, fastest way to grow your practice is asking for referrals. But the problem is we get awkward, and I get that. We're awkward about asking. You can either connect with people that you know and like and trust, and that already know, like, and trust you, and ask them, hey, listen, if you know of anybody that I can help, I would love to. It would be my honor to help someone. Would you send them my way? It's very easy to make that statement with all authenticity. So there's those kinds of referrals that keep you from, having to go down and hang out with the social media people and run ads and do posts and dancing reels and all the things. That part's exhausting, but just using your little mouth to ask for a referral is one of the easiest things you can do. It's a highly effective way to grow your business. I'm not talking about crossing your fingers and just hoping someone's going to remember to send a patient your way, because here's the news flash. When they leave the room, when they leave your office, they're probably not thinking about you. You have to be intentional about asking them to think about you. But what we're going to talk about today takes this concept and it takes it a little deeper. And I'm going to show you how to build what I call reciprocal relationships. These are lasting relationships that have a benefit both ways, that helps you keep your schedule full, but you're also able to really pour into someone else and make it about them, because that's how I am. I am not an I person. I'm a you, and a we. I want it to be about you and I working together. And I love collaborative partnerships. Makes me so happy to think about how I can help someone else. So that's what we're going to talk about, but it has to do with your practice. Now, I have talked about this subject before. So if you're listening and you've heard it, you're like, yeah, I know. But listen, just settle down, listen in, because you might find something that you haven't heard before. Because I'm going to just give you a few more little extra tips. So here we go. So why referrals work so well is that when a patient, someone that already knows, likes, and trusts you, when they recommend you to someone else, it has a lot more value or street cred than just an Instagram post. They don't know you from anyone. They don't know if you're a flake, not a flake. Are you good at what you do, not good at what you do? But when a friend, someone that they know says, hey, listen, you should go see this guy over here, or this lady over here. They do amazing work and they'll do X, Y, and Z. That's the level of trust that they come into your office carrying. They're ready to work with you and they already have that trust built in. You have fewer patients that are going to be I call them the problem children, right? The ones that might be, complain, not show up, be late, don't want to pay, always asking for a discount. You'll have fewer of those types of patients and more well-qualified patients, because you don't have to convince them that you're reliable and credible. You don't have to sell them on your approach. The person who did the referring already did that. Referrals are absolutely the warmest leads you'll ever get. And the best part is you didn't have to spend a dime on it. You just have to build the right relationships. So that's what I really want to dive into today. When you're building those relationships, yes, you have relationships with your patients, but what about other types of relationships with people that could also be sending you referrals? What about paraprofessionals? What about other practitioners that do what you do, i.e., if you're a chiropractor and there are other chiropractors in town, but the other chiropractors don't do functional medicine? But maybe they specialize in auto accidents or low back pain, or maybe they specialize in, joint or sports chiropractic or something. And those would be people that you could very easily send to them because that's not your specialty, and they can send you their functional medicine patients. So there's a way that we can identify the right type of referral partners that will end up bringing us business. So as you know, the 12 months, we're in the middle of it. This is month 6. We're doing a 12-month business growth plan. And each month, I'm giving you another tip on growing your business. And that's the one we're talking about today is referrals. So here we go. Let's get a little bit more specific. Your professional referral partners, these are people who don't compete with you. But they're people that might have your same discipline or specialty, but they don't do exactly what you do. So they might be, as I mentioned, a chiropractor, acupuncturist, but another person might be like someone like a pelvic floor therapist, someone like a birth worker or a midwife or a doula or mental health professionals, or someone who deals with patients that are in the throes of like recovering from toxicity or occupational exposure type work or mold, something like that. Mold remediation specialist, they work with houses that have mold. Maybe you go and you meet with them and say, listen, I work with people who have mold exposure. I'd love to be able to refer them to you to get their housework remediated. And maybe when, you work with someone, you can send them my way. You see how that's mutually beneficial. So this is what we want to look for. Look for people who have the same audience as you want. They have your fish in their barrel. You just need to figure out how you're going to go get their fish. So look at the patients you already see and think about, what are the other businesses that they partner with? Where are the other places that they go? Non-traditional referral networking partnerships you could think about would be like yoga studios or gyms or Pilates or even health food store, a clean beauty shop or a nail salon that does, toxin-free work, coaches, massage therapists, that kind of thing. Those are also great, great, great referral partners. So if you made a list of all the people that you have in your town that fit those criteria, my goodness, you'd probably end up with 100 people. So if you specialize in, let's say, postpartum, mothers and birth and delivery, a pelvic floor therapist would be a perfect choice for you. A midwife or a doula, I guess they're all kind of in the same vein. Let's say you work with women that are dealing with cancer. Maybe it's breast cancer and they're dealing with post-mastectomy. You might want to find a massage therapist who specializes in lymphatic drainage to work with or to partner with. Maybe you want to find some stay-at-home moms that do meal prep for families. They would probably be a great referral source for you, right? Or an MD or an ND or a nurse practitioner that's looking for someone that can provide nutritional guidance and dietary guidance for their patients. There are so many ways that you can connect with people outside your own little patient circle to help build and develop these relationships. There's kind of like clinical professional relationships, and then there's the non-clinical relationships like, coaches or gyms and that kind of thing. So there's kind of two camps. The whole point is that we want to find someone who's deeply connected with their audience and someone who wants to partner with you to maybe cross-refer. So you've made a list. You've listed all your partners, all the people that you think, okay, they would be great. Well, then that begs the next question, which is, how do you make the first move? This is like asking somebody out on a date. Like, how do you make the first move? Well, I'm going to tell you, and it's so, so easy because you're thinking, well, I don't want to be pushy and I don't want to be salesy and I don't want to come off like, I'm the one that needs something and I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. I don't even know what to say. I get it because I didn't either until I figured this out. And that is, you're going to go and you're going to talk to them and you're going to give, not ask. That's all. You're just going to start by giving. So I want you to imagine for a minute, I'll tell you a little story. Let's just say that you're sitting in your office, minding your own business, and you get a message that some other chiropractor wants you to call him back. And you go, oh, all right, whatever. I guess I'll call him back. So you wait 2 or 3 days and you finally get around to calling back. Or maybe you forget and it's a week later and you think, oh, I better call that guy back. I don't want to have a bad reputation. So I better call that chiropractor back. So you call back and you say, hey, this is me. How can I help you? And the other chiropractor starts in, and the other chiropractor, this is what he says to you. He says, hey, listen, I've heard some really great things about you from patients that I've seen, and I would love to know more about what you do, because based on what I've heard, I may have some patients that I can refer to you, but I just want to make sure that they're a good fit. Do you have a few minutes? Can we chat right now? Or, do you want to meet for coffee? I would love to learn more about what you do so that I can send the right people to you. Are you going to hang up on that person? No. You are going to lean in and say, are you flipping kidding me? You're going to send me people? Yes, please. But then all of a sudden you think, oh, well, I wonder what that chiropractor does too. Maybe I could send him some people too. Wouldn't that be great? That's exactly what you're going to do. Most people approach these relationships with their hand out. They're asking, gimme, B&I groups. I'm a tire guy. I'm a financial guy. I'm a chiropractor. I'm a this, I'm a that. Here's my business cards for you to send people to me. I wouldn't do that. No way, no how. Because what you've done is you've made it about you and not about me. And I'm not a selfish person, but I want to tell you, if someone comes to me and calls me and says, hey, listen, I really would like to send some people to you. How can we partner together or not? But I really do have some people I want to send to you. Oh, you've got my ears. I am full on 100% attention, because that way there's no pressure. There's no pitch. There's no coercion. There's nothing. There's just curiosity and a conversation. And so I want you to think about when you meet people at a church event, or you meet people at a city event, you're going to a fair, you're going to a show, a wellness show or something like that. Think about that. You want to go in and with curiosity and connection. You want to be curious about what someone else does and see if maybe it's good fit. What you don't want to say is, do you accept referrals? Now that's pretty beige and benign and not very fun. Or, can I drop my cards off at your office for you to hand out? No one's going to say yes to that. But you could say something like, is there anything that I can share with my patients about what you do? Or how can I best support what you're doing? Think about it. If when you get that phone call from someone else and they say that to you, you're going to be a yes all the way. And the reciprocal is true. When you reach out to those networking partners and you come to them with a give, not an ask, but a give. How can I help you? How can I refer the right people to you? It's a win-win-win. So once you do that and you start making these connections, you're just being curious. Remember, we're just curious and conversational. That's all. But we have to have a follow-up plan. And this is where we need a little bit of a system put in place so that we can follow up. Now, one of the best strategies that I know is to use just an Excel sheet or a Google sheet, or if you're, old like me, you love pen and paper. That's what I love. But you're going to write down all the names of the people that you talk to. And you're going to just, if you met someone for coffee or you ended up on the phone with them chatting about it, you're going to just send them a little thank you note. Super easy. It was so nice to meet you. Thanks so much. And then if you are active on social media, you could even highlight them in a story. And you could say something like, hey, I had coffee with, at Joe's chiropractic office and had a great time learning about what he does. And, it was such a pleasure to meet him and hang out. Maybe it's a picture of both of you or something. I don't know. But do you see how now the other person knows you're serious, and they know that you're not making it about you. You're making it about who? You're making it about them. And you can give them a shout out wherever you can and send a few patients to them at first, if you can, like if you truly have someone who's a good fit. But when you make them look good, they remember you. Remember how we started this podcast? I said, this is about all you need are people that talk about you when you're not in the room. And this is how you do it. You make them remember you because your kindness, your generosity, your willingness to go above and beyond, And that's when they will remember you. Like, oh, there's a great acupuncturist right down the street. You should go see her. Great chiropractor, great health coach, whatever it is. You can send a thank you note after you meet with them. You can even send them, like I have a couple people that I've like seen a video, a YouTube video, or I saw an article that I thought, oh, I bet so-and-so would like that. And I'll just grab that link for that article and I just send it to them in an email. It doesn't take me more than less than 5 minutes to do that, but it means a world to them because they're thinking, oh my gosh, Rhonda was thinking about me today. And then what does that do? It puts me back in front and center with them. And I could send them a message. I could say, hey, I have another idea about how we might be able to collaborate. Or would you like to, are you interested? I'd love to share it with you. And then I sometimes will put, there's no sales pitch. I'm not selling you anything, but I just had an idea and I'd like to run it by you. It would be good for both of us. I don't know. I might be really busy, but you might have my attention then because all you're doing is you're making it about me. When you send me that email, I'm like, oh, that was really nice. He's thinking about me. She's thinking about me. So we get it so turned around and it's so easy. Our tendency is always want to talk about ourselves because that's who we're most interested in. But when we can stop, put yourself behind, take yourself and put yourself behind yourself so that your self needs are up front. You're putting the other needs first. When you do that, they are far more likely to remember you even when you're not around. Now, as a resource for you, I've provided for you a referral email template, a list of emails that you can send to people that you think might be good partners. And I also created a resource for you that has a bunch of direct message, like Instagram, Insta messaging, whatever, that you could send to someone on their Instagram or on Facebook. So I have that resource for you. It's just called a referral email template. So you can find it in the show notes. It's also on the 12-month growth plan page under month 6. This is month 6 of our 12-month series. So under month 6, these are 2 resources for you. I'll get to the second one in a minute. But the first one, I've got email scripts and direct message scripts for you to use. So just to kind of help you kind of get started and get the language going. Now, when you start making these connections, you're going to know right away whether this person is a good fit or a bad fit. You will know. A good fit person leans in and they say, oh, wow, that's like great. I'm so happy to get to know you. Tell me about you too. So they're not just takers, they're givers. So you walk into the conversation and you say, hey, I've got people I'd like to refer to you, all the things we just talked about. And you say, tell me a little bit about what you do. And the other person, blah, 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 blah. And they just talk. At some point, one would hope that they would run out of things to say, like read the room, run out of things to say. And they would turn the conversation back around and say, well, gosh, Rhonda, tell me about what you do. And I say, oh, I've been doing this for a long time. And these are the types of people that I serve. And yeah, now they're making it about me. That is a good fit. That person is a good fit because they're not just talking about themselves. But conversely, if you get in a situation like that and that person is just literally they are so full of themselves, they can't stop talking about themselves, they're probably not going to be a good fit because are they going to remember you when you're not in the room? No, they're only remembering themselves when you're not in the room. So you don't want those types of partners. And those are the people that you just say, gosh, it was so nice to meet you. Thank you so much. And you just cross them off your list because you don't need to network with those people anymore. What we want to do is find the people that are reciprocating, asking you back, how can I help you? What kind of people would be great for you? I may have some patients that I can send your way. How can we collaborate and work together? You can't help everyone. This idea that it's all or nothing, like, well, I can't let anybody else know what I'm doing. I don't want to be that person. And I don't think you want to be that person either, because here's the thing. I cannot help every sick person. There's not enough of me to go around. I just can't do it. And you can't either. We can't help you. Literally, there's not enough time and hours in the day. So we need multiple people that are all doing the same thing. But the cool thing is that everybody does it their own way. So even if there's someone else that works with women's health, I'm great. Like, go do it. Let's talk about how we do it together and what's working so that we can both impact more people. So I like to be collaborative. I like to have those kinds of conversations. And that's what I want you to do too, because we want to find people that will talk about you when you're not in the room. And of course, talk good about you. So as you're walking through this, I created a second resource, and it's just called the Referral Connection Tracker. It's just a super basic worksheet that you can track your leads with. And you can just write down like with their name, maybe a phone number. You can write down the date that you met them and maybe when you want to follow up. You may want to follow up. You promised them that you were going to send them something. You just write that down or jot down when you sent it. It just helps you kind of keep a running list of the people that you've talked to and why they were so important to you. What was it about them that you loved? What was that about them that you would maybe want to refer someone to them? And is there any future potential to be able to collaborate together? So both of these resources you can grab at rondanelson.com/12-month growth plan, all one big word, the number 12. So 12-month growth plan. And this is month 6. They're also linked in the show notes. So those are your 2 resources. So here's the thing. This matters because we do have to work together. I don't want to ask someone else to send me someone if I'm not reciprocating in some way. I don't want to just pass out my business cards or send something that has a QR code or have a really awkward coffee meeting. I mean, we've all been to those where I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this person's not talking. I better think of some questions to ask quick. It's about finding the people that you can really build genuine relationships. They're good humans like you are. They're good human people. They want to collaborate. They want to work together. Those are the people that we want to have in your world. And when you come from a place of service, you really do want to help. It's natural that people will want to reciprocate. Reciprocation is magnetic. It is magnetic and it will come back to you 10-fold, 20-fold. So don't be afraid to reach out and just say hi. Don't be afraid about that at all, because you never know who's going to send you your next ideal, dream, perfect patient. But the only way that you're going to know that, my friend, is if you start the conversation. There's not enough people that are taking the initiative to go out and have these conversations. How can I help you? How can I serve you? Tell me about you. Tell me about what you love. What types of people are your favorite type of people to work with? Those are the people that I want to send to you. And how can we work together? Because I would really love that. If you got a phone call like that, would you say yes? Of course you would. So if someone else gets a phone call from you, what are they going to say? No, I don't want any of your business. I don't. I mean, I guess maybe if they're super busy, but that's not likely, not as likely. Most people are going to be yes. And so then the next thing is, how are you going to just love on them and follow up with them and think about them when they're not in the room, just like you want them to think about you when you're not in the room. So that's really it, friend. This is just really a simple strategy for growing your wellness practice just one connection at a time. We say sometimes it's one patient at a time, but really it's just one relationship at a time. Because here's the thing, people will refer to you if they trust you. And the way that you build trust starts with giving, not taking, and not asking. So here's your homework. I want you to pick one thing that we talked about today, one type of practitioner or someone that you know that you can reach out to, and I want you to do it this week. Just send an email. Use the template that I gave you. It's the referral email template. Just go pick one of those email templates and use it and just send it to someone in your community that might be a really good referral partner for you. That's all. Ask them about them. Make it about them, that you have someone that you may want to refer and you'd love to know more about what they do so that you can refer the right people. And you wait and see what comes back. Put your bait on the hook and put your line in the water. So what if you don't catch a fish? You didn't lose anything, but you have everything to gain because you might catch a big old fish. You don't know. It's real simple. And if you're ready to do that, I can tell you that the return back to you is going to be so huge. People want to help. You just helped them and they want to give back to you in return. So do something. Maybe take the big risk and ask a few of your patients to send referrals. I know it works. I've seen it and I've done it. So all I want you to do this week is to just pick one of those two things. Either ask a couple of patients or make one or two connections out in the community. Send an email, use the resources that are in the show notes or at rondanelson.com/12-month growth plan, month 6. Get the resource, get the email, and send it off. You have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. All right, friend. Until next time, see you later.